What's up, all my crypto knights? Welcome back to Krypto Comics. And tonight, I thought I would do something a little different. They had this huge, massive 3 a.m. sale at my comic book shop. And I picked up a ton of comics for 50 to 70% off. And you can't beat that deal. And I thought I would go through some of it right here today to show you what we have in store for all you beautiful people in Webtown here in the future on Krypto Comics. So let me just get one of these Halloween bags. It's a trick or treat. You guys trick or treat? Tell me in the comments below if you trick or treat. Oh, right off the bat, Rob Liefeld. Here we go. Okay. So, yeah, this is a blank sketch cover for Rob Liefeld and Robert Kirkman's The Infinite. You know, sadly, we're not going to get to this in Rob Liefeld Appreciation Month. I have the whole series. I do want to go through it with you. But it's just only so many days left in Rob Liefeld Appreciation Month. So sadly, we're not going to get to this. But I saw this in the back issues. It cost me 50 cents. So I grabbed it. Because, hey, how often can you get that? Ooh. Wolverine, The Gehenna Stone Affair, Part 2 of 6. This is the only issue I'm missing from this early run of Wolverine. So now I can finally read The Gehenna Stone Affair uninterrupted and know exactly what's going on every second of the day. Ooh, Darkhawk. Yeah, I got this for a still. 70% off. You love that. This is Darkhawk #1. I bought this from my boy, Risey. This is one of his favorite comics, and he inspired me to pick it up. And at 70% off, like I couldn't resist. I just couldn't resist. Ooh, Fathom. Michael Turner's Fathom. Still going strong. How about that? This is a Wizard #0. I don't know. We'll find out. Ooh, yes. Spawn. Oh, my sweet, sweet Spawn. I got a few of these puppies here. Number 30, number 21, Spawn 15, ooh, Spawn 13. We talked about this already, the death of Chapel, how he murdered Al Simmons. I can't wait to finally read this. I feel like I wish I would have had this when we did that Death of Chapel video so that we could have gone through this too. But you guys missed out. You got to buy it for yourself. Spawn #11. And Spawn #10. I'm very pleased. I'm very, very pleased with this selection. I have probably, 20 of the first 35 issues of Spawn. But now I suppose I have probably 25 of the first 35 issues of Spawn. I saw this as a great opportunity to just kind of fill in the back issues that were missing from my long box. Oh, this is the one with Cerberus, yeah. We'll talk about that too. Maybe we'll see that. Ooh, the lenticular cover for Cable 150, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I remember when this came out, and I was going to buy it. But I just, I couldn't justify the price tag. This has art by John Malin. Man, we'll definitely be looking at this at some point in the future, I would think. This is perfect for Rob Liefeld Appreciation Month, isn't it? I'll keep that in mind. Ooh, Fathom #1. Definitely a comic book to review. I never read Michael Turner's Fathom, and I'm excited to get into it. I found issues like 2 through 6 or 7 or 8 for 50 cents a piece at my local comic shop. And the only thing that was really missing was issue like #1 and maybe #5. So I picked those up, and of course that issue 0 we saw earlier. Because hey, for about $2, you can't beat it. This is a Ash 1/2. I think I already maybe have this. I just wasn't sure. That's the certificate of authenticity. Right there. Certificate of authenticity from Wizard Magazine. But even though I'm not a fan of Ash, I saw this as an opportunity to just find a unique comic. And I dig like these little special edition rare books. Oh, Aztec the Ultimate, man. Awesome. I got this. This is great. 50 cents in the back issue bins. I have no idea what it's about, but this suit, this costume, if you will, has stuck with me since this was first on the comic book shelves back in August of '96. So yeah, I've often looked at this and wondered, and I saw the opportunity to get #1 for cheap, so I took it. Adolescent Radioactive Black Belt Hamsters from Eclipse Comics. This is book 3, but 50 cents. I just said, we got to give it a go, right? Because it's adolescent radioactive black belt hamsters. We'll find out in the future here on Krypto Comics what the heck that's about. Sidekick, loser, hero, arsenal. When you hit rock bottom, you have to aim high. Guest starring Black Canaria. This is part 1 of 4. I literally have no clue what it is. It just looked fun. Looked fun, looked light. That's what I like. Cyberfrog. Oh no, Biker Mice from Mars. You know, why not? When you see it for 50 cents, 2 quarters, like why would you not pick it up, right? Just to find out. See, look at this. Got some solid art in here, huh? Oh, look at that. Oh, awesome. Someday in the future, this will be yours. Ooh, the Royal Rumble now on Sega Genesis. Yeah, I do kind of remember this game. The Monday Night Raw game was better than this, though. Talk about that at some point in the future, too, I'm sure. Wetworks issue number 2. I'm not a Wetworks fan. We haven't covered Wetworks on here. I do have issue number 1. It has been sitting in the pile of things to shoot. But let me tell you, when I open Wetworks number 1 to read it, it is so wordy. I mean, why didn't they just write a book? Why did they make a comic? Why bother with the amount of words this thing had in it? Not that I don't have an aversion to reading, mind you. It's just, you know, I've noticed that the comics that tend to entertain me the most are the ones that are more succinct in their storytelling. The sign of a confident comic book writer is he doesn't need to use a lot of words. But I bought this because this is part of a Whilce Portacio. I don't know how to describe this. This is a series of comic book covers he did in August of whatever year this was, 94 maybe. He did like all the covers to all the Wildstorm books, so you can put them together to form a greater picture. And I have some of them. This is one of the ones that was missing. I saw it for, 50 cents and took my shot, right? Because that's how we do it here on Krypto Comics. Let's see what else we got. I got more. This is just the start. This is just the beginning, folks. Let's see what's in here. Ooh. Yes. Believe it or not, your boy Krypto has never read Hush. I'm excited to just get into this and find out what the heck this is all about. Ultraverse Eliminator, introducing Siren. This looks terrible, but it's a Malibu comic. And for those of you who are long-term visitors to Krypto Comics, you know we have a certain fascination with Malibu Comics and the Ultraverse in particular. So when I saw this for 50 cents, I couldn't resist. Same goes for this. This is Nightman. We have reviewed Nightman here on Krypto Comics. This is the all-new 4-issue miniseries from the Ultraverse, and I believe this is after Marvel purchased Malibu Comics and started to integrate them into the Marvel Universe. And, well, I saw this for 50 cents, and so I got it. Issue 2, Issue 3, and Issue 4. So we'll be able to do this whole run and find out what it's all about here on Krypto Comics. Oh, jeez. Well, so can't believe I'm going to do it, but I know you guys want it. All you Malibu addicts want me to go through Rune issue number 1, right? And when I saw number 2, I said, well, 50 cents, I might as well pick it up. But just in case I actually enjoy the first issue of Rune, I mock Rune. I mock Barry Windsor Smith's crappy art. But I got to admit, the last little flip book Rune, on the back of a lot of these Malibu comics to promote for Rune, they had a flip book, so the book was 40 pages and you'd get, a little 8-page backup story with Rune. The last one had Nikola Tesla in it. And this is before Tesla became like super popular here in the 21st century, where everybody wants to be really cool. Oh, I like Tesla. Screw Edison. I'm a Tesla guy. But it had Tesla in it, and it was kind of interesting. And so adding that historical element to it, actually it drew me in to Rune. So I thought, on the off chance I like Rune issue 1, it's going to leave me on a cliffhanger, no doubt. I better be ready for Rune issue number 2. Though now that I'm looking at this, I'm starting to think this is a volume 2. It is a volume 2. I got screwed. I have a crappy Rune again. Cerebus, bi-weekly. This is issue number 2. This is issue number 1. We're going to be able to read Cerebus, issue 1 and 2, right here on Krypto Comics. It was reprinted in this bi-weekly Cerebus, and I'm excited to check this out. This is from December 2nd, 1988, December 16th, 1988, reprinting Cerebus number 1 from 1977 and number 2 from 1978. So that should be fun to look at. Black Science. This is from Image, Rick Remender, Matteo Scalera, and there was just something about this painting that spoke to me. I am a fan of science fiction. I'm not a fan of a lot of comic books that deal with superheroes in space. Space villains I don't find interesting as far as superhero fiction goes. This seems like more classic sci-fi, no superheroes. So I'm interested in that. Humans overcoming the odds, much more interesting than superheroes overcoming the odds. So I thought I'd give that a shot. If it's good, I'll share it with you. Or if it's really bad and we can learn from it, I'll share it with you. Ash number 0, again, 50 cents. You know, I can't resist a little Joey Quesadilla and Jimmy Palmetto. Foxfire number 4, simply because I have the other Foxfires. And I needed to finish off the run and figure out what's going on with this whole Phoenix Resurrection thing that occurs in Malibu. We are still just in the beginning stages of the Ultraverse, our discovery of the Ultraverse here on Krypto Comics. So we're gonna have to, slowly chug along here in the remainder of 2019 and all the way through 2020. If we're really gonna get into it, there's stuff like, Breakthrough crossover, Black September crossover. There's the Phoenix Resurrection thing. I don't know what to say about any of it because I haven't read it yet. I'm excited to read it and talk to you about it though. Arcanum by Brandon Peterson. No clue again. This is looks like fantasy, and I like fantasy. If it's low fantasy, I'll enjoy it a lot more. This is Goblin Lord. Number 1. This was made here in Vancouver, Washington, by a company called Goblin Studios in the 1990s. Some of Ethan Van Sciver's first work was for Goblin Studios when he was living out here. If you're a fan of EVS, fun little factoid, there is a Goblin Studios comic book that features an Ethan Van Sciver cover. So I'm not going to tell you any more than that. If you're a longtime viewer, you will have seen it in a previous video about Goblin Studios and Joe Psycho and Moofrog. Guess I gave it away. Gen 13 and Generation X crossover. No clue, but there came a point in time where Marvel was crossing over their biggest books with Image's biggest books, whether it be with Wildstorm and Jim Lee, or whether it be with Todd McFarlane. It was Spawn and Spider-Man did a thing, if I'm not mistaken. Spawn and Batman was the first Image crossover with another company, if I recall correctly. Frank Miller and Todd McFarlane did their thing there. And, Rob did a lot of stuff. And we will, as we are in the middle of Rob Liefeld Appreciation Month right now, that is something we will definitely be talking about here in the near future on Krypto Comics. But this is Gen 13, Generation X. I don't know. We'll find out what it's about in the future. Let's keep going, though, huh? Right? Because we still got more. We still have more. Oh, trick or treat. Trick or treat. Do you think this will be a trick or a treat in here? Let's find out. Scotty Young. I hate Image. I have no clue, but I'm excited. I flipped through this a little bit. It seems like it's perfect for someone who is a big Image Comics fan, who was around in the 90s and would recognize all of these strange references that might occur in this comic book. We'll have to find out. I love the art. I love the colors especially. Jean-Francois Beaulieu. Hope I pronounced that right. But yeah, props to Scotty Young for, making this comic book, and we'll see what it's really all about in the future. Marvel, Shadows, and Light. I only bought this because it features Wolverine and Dracula, and I'm making a comic book right now with vampires in it called Megawatt versus the Vampires of the Sun. Go to megawattcomic.com. Please back us on Kickstarter. I'm running out of time, and I have not hit my goal. I'm running out of time. I need you guys. I need you to support Krypto in this venture. And I will continue to make comic books and comic book videos for all you beautiful people in Webtown. So go pick up Megawatt versus the Vampires of the Sun so that I can feel that inspiration to continue to buy comic books frivolously and share them with you. But we'll see what this is all about. It's black and white. That's why I bought it. It just seemed different and interesting. So, you put Wolverine and Dracula together in a black and white comic, and, you probably got me sold. Speed Demon. These I hope to go through someday with you. This is Amalgam. This is when Marvel and DC united and took characters and put them together. So this would be Demon and Ghost Rider, if I'm not mistaken. And this is what they put out. There's quite a few of these. The most popular one was Dark Claw, which was Batman and Wolverine united as a single character. And fans were going crazy for that one, most of all. But we'll pick up a few more of these as I find them and get to them. 7% Solution. IDW, Sherlock Holmes, and Sigmund Freud are teamed up in this comic. Seems like an interesting concept for the more mature readers out there. And those of you who like a real story, not this lighthearted kids fun, the real stuff. That's for you. I had so much fun reading that stupid RoboCop issue #1. If you have not watched my review of RoboCop issue #1 from Marvel Comics, you're going to want to. I picked these because they looked ridiculous, and this one said, introducing RoboCop's baby brother. Okay, great. It looks like a robotic duck. Shadow Riders. Woo. I have no idea. It's absolute trash art, which I've come to expect from Marvel UK. Just another crappy comic to share with you in the future. Sleaze Brothers, Murder in Space. He's dead, all right. Yup. I have no idea. This is from Epic Comics, and it just looked weird. 50 cents and weird. Why not give it a shot, right? I'll report back to you. Super Soldiers #1, another terribly drawn Marvel UK comic. This makes me think I can draw comics. That's not a good thing, by the way. This looks interesting. Archangel issue #1. I assume this was like a 4-issue miniseries, maybe. I'm a big Archangel fan, and so seeing this made me think that I better pick it up, and we better take a look and see what's really going on with Archangel in the 21st century. I'm pretty sure this is a 21st century comic book. I have a stack of random Marvel comics from the 21st century that I thought maybe we'd just spend a whole month where I go through totally random hodgepodge of books from the 21st century as a guy who only collects comics from the 20th century. I thought it might be interesting to hear my take on some of those. We'll do that in the future. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Isn't that adorable? This is a Spawn issue #300. I mean, officially, I think this is officially the first modern comic I've bought for cover price. The month it came out, $7.99, Spawn 300, cover by Greg Capullo and Todd McFarlane. You know what? We should just go through it, shouldn't we? We should go through it, and I should talk about my experience as a comic book fan, as a person who collected some Spawn in the 1990s, what it was like to reach this milestone achievement in Todd McFarlane's life, Spawn issue #300. So how about we come back tomorrow evening and talk about Spawn 300 right here on Krypto Comics. If you would be kind enough, please hit that thumbs up. If you're new, subscribe, hit the ding dong for notifications, and then surf your way over, or thumb your way to megawattcomic.com and support our Kickstarter campaign for Megawatt versus the Vampires of the Sun. And hey, get yourself drawn into the book. Check it out. Hot tip. You can be a vampire in our comic book for $100. Not only do you get drawn into the comic book, and I'm talking about multiple panels. This isn't like you're in the background in one panel. You become a character. You're going to be seen throughout the first book. You will even be able to make your way into the second book. You're not just there to be fodder for my hard-hitting luchadors to go through. You actually get to be a real honest-to-goodness character in the comic and make your way into the second comic book. For $100 measly, you'll be drawn into the book. You'll get a signed copy with your name printed in the back pages. You'll get a poster, and you will get the rare promotional Megawatt trading card. And with Halloween right around the corner, this is the perfect time to get involved and get yourself in an awesome Halloween comic book, which you will appreciate as a grown adult because it has a modern, intriguing political plot but that you can also share with kids because there's no foul language and nothing questionable. Just vampires getting staked, you know. And vampires in my book, they bleed green, or if they're royal vampires, they bleed blue. So go to megawattcomic.com and check it out. And as always, thank you for hanging out for a few minutes of your day with Krypto Comics. I'll see you tomorrow with more Rob Liefeld and with Spawn 300.